welcome back to the engine room. Got the old Toro wheel horse C-145. I have a whole video on the rebuild of this. Put the new engine on, so we got the 420 Predator on there. Just put the snowplow on, tire chains back on, got the wheel weights in there, new seat, and she's pretty good. So I did some plowing this morning. Got about a couple inches of snow on the ground. So I'm gonna fire this thing up and make some passes and see how she runs, see how she works. Switch on, choke. So this machine has always plowed really well. I had a 265cc Subaru EX27 engine on it for the longest time, and it worked pretty well. It was a little underpowered. This 420 has plenty of power. I don't have to run it at full RPM. I'm probably only running it at about 2300 to 2700 RPM. More than enough power down low, more than enough torque. Operates the hydraulics, no problem. I have Sears Super 12 wheel weights in the wheels. So these are the stock 12-inch wheels that came on the machine, and the 12-inch wheel weights from the Sears machine fit it just fine. They weigh about 33 pounds a piece. Between the two of them, 66 pounds. The weight of the machine itself is approximately 640 pounds. So if we do 640 plus 66, we're at about 706 pounds. Call the blade, the plow, another 30 pounds. We're at 736. I weigh about 160 pounds. So we're probably rolling about 900 pounds at any given moment. And that's what really gives this thing its traction. 900 pounds plus wheel weights plus the chains. And I'm running really low pressure in the tires and really bubbling them out, and it works awesome. Granted, this driveway is gravel, so traction is much better on this surface than it would be on an asphalt driveway. You probably need even more weight, or maybe you have to get creative with some ag tires and more weight, but this just works phenomenal. It could probably use a little bit more weight on the nose, on the front end, because the tires like to drift, especially when I angle the blade like this. So right here, it's not really moving too much, but when you get into the heavy stuff, the blade will actually push the nose of the machine over. But yeah, it works quite well. It doesn't technically have a locker. There's no real positive traction in the rear end, but it has enough traction that between the two wheels, it'll give just enough in the open differential, and fine traction. The hydrostatic control on these is just amazing, especially in a plowing situation where you're constantly going forward, lifting the plow, going backwards, dropping the plow, going forwards again. Granted, this doesn't have hydraulic left and right for the plow itself, for the plow angle, but it's got the control arm. It's plenty easy to use. Doesn't have to go back and forth that often. But the hydrostatic for forward and back, just being able to go as fast as you want in reverse, as fast as you want in forward, and then backing off the stick just a little bit to really let the machine, the engine ramp up and build torque down low. Get that mechanical advantage out of the transmission is huge. Doing it with a manual transmission isn't terrible, but it's a lot of kick in the clutch, jamming it in and out of gear. It's a beating on the transmission itself. And this is just so fluid. It's just a very quick process. There's not a bunch of fancy footwork. I'm never hitting the brakes whenever I have to slow down, I'm just going to reverse, just moving that arm. So it's really a pleasurable experience to run. Now I'm just clearing out anything that I pushed out into the road. This road is asphalt, but I'm not really having any issues with slipping with the rear tires. The ground is frozen. It's like 5 degrees out, so everything is just frozen solid. There's probably a layer of ice on the actual street, but the chains just cut right through it. These chains, at first, I didn't think that they were great because they're very small. It's a small gauge chain. I have a much larger gauge chain that I was going to put on that actually came off of my Sears Super 12. They're a lot beefier, but these fit the tires really well because these are a pretty worn out turf tire, and it's just a really good combination. It's a lot of small links of chain, and they bite really, really well. So yeah, just pushing snow. I can push it all the way up the road. It's pretty powdery. It's not all that heavy, but these loads are pretty heavy once it accumulates and you work it a little bit. So, not having any trouble. In this area, everything to the left is an uphill portion, and most of it's just grass. I mean, it's not really part of the driveway. It's just a good area to push snow. It gives me access to my container. So this is a pretty good test, pushing uphill. The video doesn't really do it justice, but it's a pretty good slope. So you can probably see once I get up, I start pushing, and then there we go. Now we're slipping a little bit. But just lift that blade up, and it pushes right up and over. The real limitation isn't power, it's traction at the end of the day. But, I mean, this is the most extreme scenario that I'll be in. The ground's pretty frozen, it grabs, and just a little bit of wheel spin, and it does go. Here I'm doing a little bit of backblading. It doesn't work all that well with this machine, but for this little bit of snow, it's powder, it works pretty well. So I'm just pulling it away from the front of that container, and then I will push it up the hill with the rest of the pile. This transmission calls for straight 30, SAE 30. When I did the rebuild and the repower, I ended up draining whatever was in it. Not sure what was in it. It was probably something along those lines, 1030. But I refilled it with Mobile One 10W40. I wanted something a little bit thicker, because it's being used in a hydraulic setting. I used a high mileage full synthetic because this oil is also part of the gear drive, so it's lubricating the gears, but it's also used for hydraulic purposes. And then I wanted a multi-viscosity oil for cold conditions like this. So at this point, I think it's maybe 5 to 10 degrees outside, so it's very cold. You can only do so much. You can only let it warm up so much idling because you're not really working the oil. So it's got to kind of be warmed up while you're running it. But no real issues in terms of cold oil. It operates perfectly fine. It obviously gets better as the oil warms up. But yeah, no problems. So it was kind of my decision in terms of just picking an oil and moving forward with it. And so far, so good. When I did the main repower, I changed the oil. I'll probably try to do it more often. I never really realized how easy it is. I mean, it's really just a matter of pulling that bottom tube, draining it, refilling it. Maybe I'll try to do it every 2 years. With the synthetic, I mean, it's not like it's in an internal combustion engine. It's in the rear end. So it's really not getting polluted with carbon and other things. But in terms of its lubricity and just being used in a hydraulic setting, it's probably good to just keep it clean more than anything else. I normally don't go too crazy plowing this specific area because most of it's grass. I have some gravel mixed in because it's part of a trail, a little bit of a road. But just trying to get as much as I can accumulated in front of that plow to really give this thing a good test. And there's no stopping it. It just keeps going. It just keeps pushing. overall, I'm really happy with how this machine came out and how it operates. If you get a chance, go back to the other video. You can see the whole build video of how I took everything apart, put it all back together again, serviced it, put the new 420cc engine on there. One thing that I didn't film is the idler pulley that I added, which you'll see in a second. That zinc-coated idler pulley I added, it's just bolted on there because that belt likes to flop around. That's a 1/2 by 80-inch belt, and it works great. I have that one lever right there for hydraulic control, so it's got the single zone hydraulics for up and down. That's what raises and lowers the plow, and that runs off of the main gear case, main hydrostatic gear case, so it's an auxiliary. Super simple design, easy to attach and detach the plow for summertime. Got my hour meter on there so you can keep track of how many hours we're putting on this engine and service it properly. And that's it for this one. A little bit different than most of our videos, it's more of an operating walk around. But thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you have something similar or what you'd like to see in the future.